man, oh man, oh man, we're getting so close to the beginning of the season. Ugh, it feels so good. It feels so good. How are you feeling, Kyle?
It gives me the warm tinglies just hearing that intro again and being here live again, and football's in a week. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Oh, I can't get here quick enough. I tell you, I started this last weekend seeing college football on, and it didn't hit. It took me a little while to register that, oh my gosh, this is actual football. It's football season. This isn't replays. I'm not watching replays anymore of games and pretending I don't know how the game's outcome is, So
Right? Yeah.
I can actually watch
Oh,
live football again and
what are
get
we
excited
watching
about
here?
it.
Act like we've never seen it before. Yeah, no, and it's funny too because I was talking
Yeah,
about this. I
so
can't remember if me and you were talking about it or if I was talking about it with a coworker, but it's like this off season for me went a lot faster because the Thunder went deeper in the playoffs. So we only had 2 months of downtime instead of 4,
absolutely.
and so
Yep.
that kind of sped up the off season for me, which was nice because that wait for football
100%.
is always so long, so long.
I tell
Nope.
you though, what's going to be nice as a Thunder fan is we can expect that for about the next decade. Is that what you're thinking? I don't.
At least,
Just
yeah,
throwing that
like
out there.
it's going to be nice. Short off seasons before football.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. Before we get into things tonight, I do want to invite you to go check out fsan.shop. You can get 15% off all your orders using code FFCK15. We got a lot of cool stuff over there, a lot of cool gear, and we're about to launch a lot more. Oh, you see that Draftomania just means more now, So go get it. Your mom is in my fantasy football league. But anywho, we got more merch coming out. It is actually coming out probably like this week. So I got some more dropping in there for you guys. That's FFCK15 for 15% off all your orders. FSAN.shop. What's up, Kyle?
And the new stuff is increíble. It's great. It's going to be great.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. We got all kinds of different styles. We got a lot of humorous stuff in there, which is going to be fun too.
Yeah.
So you
Everybody
can
likes
enjoy
everybody likes a little humor.
Some chuckles,
Give me the giggles. Give me all the giggles. What are you doing?
Trying to move my microphone to not be in front of my sign over there, but anyways, is that loud when I move my microphone? Anywho, all right, guys, here's what we're going to do today. We're talking about players that are in new locations. So they have changed teams. They're in new cities. They had to pack up and move. And that's what we're talking about tonight. And we got a cool little thing to do it here. We got a list of players who are all in new places. We'll pull them up here. We'll talk about them. We won't necessarily go in this order. We'll skip around so that we can talk about different ones. If there's one you see on the list and want us to talk about, let's talk about them. So again, these are players that are all in new cities, on new teams. So if you want to talk about one, we'll talk about their situation, where they're at, and how we think they're going to do. We'll move into a column. This is, new city who dis. So we're either answering the call or we're declining the call. That's how we're going to play tonight. So decided to have a little fun with it. All right, Kyle, who should we talk about first? Who are you excited to talk about?
Let's start with the stud we got on our thumbnail for this show, Mr. George Pickens.
Oh, okay. All right.
A little biased because he's on our team
now,
But, dude, George Pickens going to Dallas, I'm answering that call, brother, because he is a perfect complement to CeeDee Lamb. Dallas is going to throw the ball because the run game's not going to be the best. And Dak likes to chuck the ball down the field. And this will be the best deep threat he's had in a while. So I really like him and Lamb playing together. I think he's going to have a great season.
I'm going to agree with you here. I'm also answering the call here with George Pickens. When he got traded to us, everyone's like, oh, all these Steelers fans who were just coping, and they're like, good luck with that. He's a headache, and he probably won't be on the field, get suspended and all that stuff. Now, what most people probably, if you're not a Cowboys fan, don't realize is the Cowboys are used to players like that. They're used to wide receivers in particular like that. Hell, they'll put you a babysitter on you
Yep.
24/7 to watch, make sure you're behaving. They've done it before, and so they'll do it again. And, George Pickens needed a change of scenery, and it seems right now he seems really happy to be there.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts. They lose a couple games or something. They get out there against the Eagles, and the Eagles do Eagles things, and we'll see how that holds up and how his temper, if he can control himself. But so far, it seems like he's happy there. He's playing with a good quarterback that he's not used to that. You can talk
Yeah.
smack on all you want on Prescott, but he's better than what they've had in Pittsburgh for George Pickens. So I'm sure he's ecstatic to have a good quarterback. That run game isn't gonna be like amazing by any means, probably. It'll be fine, be good enough, but George Pickens should have a field day in there, and I like him a lot. Um, I would say that his value, or I'm going to ask, would you say that this is pretty close to like a Chase Higgins type situation with a Lamb Pickens, where Pickens he's a for sure number 2 in that offense, but he's a good number 2 who can put up some really good points, kind of like Higgins?
Yeah. I feel like maybe Chase Higgins, AJ, Devonta, and Hill Waddle are probably the only pairs that could, compare to
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah.
Plus, what we didn't even mention, Dallas' defense is going to be rough. So lots of shootouts, lots of
Yeah.
points. I love that.
Yep, I agree. I think it's a good situation for Pickens. All right, I do want to mention Fantasy Meatball in the house. What's up, my guy?
My guy.
Meatball, what jersey league are you in this year? Just out of curiosity. I'm in the Zay Flowers league. What, Kyle?
He's in mine. He's in the Jake Ferguson league, and
Oh, interesting.
we're around 9 or 10. I think we're around 10, and it's going interestingly.
Fantastic. Yeah, I just had my pick in my Zay Flowers league, and I am excited with how that's going. Meatball, how do you feel about your Jake Ferguson league draft going over there? Let me know, because I'm curious. In fact, let me know who you got so far. I'm curious if you want to put your roster into the chat. I'd be curious to know how that's going. All right, Kyle, who's the next newcomer to a city you want to talk about here?
Well, there's a lot of good ones, but let's do the flip side of George Pickens, and let's talk about DK Metcalf going to Pittsburgh.
Okay, let's just give away what we feel about him before we talk about him. Jeez.
I meant the flip side as in the team. One came, one went in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Like, got it. All right, tell me what you think about DK Metcalf then.
Yeah, it also just happens to be the way I feel about him. You like how I tried to say that?
Yeah, you tried to. I was like, he's full of crap.
But I'm declining this call. And we've talked about DK in the past. He's a much better real life receiver than he is a fantasy guy. He's never really put up elite fantasy numbers. And going to an Arthur Smith offense in Pittsburgh is not going to make that better. It's not a better situation than he had in Seattle. So, yeah, I'm declining this one.
Yeah, I'm staying away from it too. I'm also declining. That's the Arthur Smith, yeah, and honestly, hell, I'm gonna throw it over there. Aaron Rodgers, I'm declining that too. I'm declining both of them. Let's go ahead and throw them in there as a pair, because Aaron Rodgers is not the old Aaron Rodgers. In fact, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been the same since he lost Devonta Adams. They had such good rapport with each other. I think that helped Rodgers quite a bit. He could lean on Devonta Adams quite a bit, and he just hasn't found that since.
Even last year in New York, he didn't have that with Devontae as good as he had.
Not as good. Yeah, it wasn't the same, right?
He needed a combination of Devontae and Green Bay is what he needed.
Yeah, it was a system. Plus, I mean, he was a lot younger then too. It's been quite a few years now since he's been out, and he was never a mobile quarterback, but he's even less so now.
Yeah.
because of his injuries and stuff and his age. Aaron Rodgers is a shell of himself, and I don't trust him to be able to get to Metcalf. Now, I've seen a lot in camp where he just dumps it off to Metcalf a lot. So much, like, it's like frustrating to the team because he's just looking for DK that much. Now, that's fine and dandy in practice here, but when you get out there into a game, that ain't gonna happen. I mean,
No.
he's not gonna be able to just key on little dump downs to DK Metcalf over and over again. And so I'm letting somebody else take the chance on that. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
let's say that DK Metcalf ends up being a thing. Well, that's fine. I would rather take the chance on missing out on that than taking a chance of drafting him a little, like, you're gonna have to draft him still a little too early because of his name.
Yep.
And he's got bigger, like, bust potential than he does boom potential for sure.
100%. 100% agree.
All right, I'm picking this next one.
Do it.
I want to talk about Justin Fields.
All right.
Because I feel like, and I feel like I've done this the last 2 weeks. I've talked about Justin Fields, but he is being so looked over. I've even heard somebody say, "Well, you think he's going to be the starter there?" Hell yeah, I think he's going to be the starter there. What the heck? Of course. He's the starter there. What in the world is going on? So, yeah, that dude we saw when he was the starter elsewhere. First of all, we saw last year how he had developed a little bit when he was starting for Pittsburgh. I feel like he started off last year good. I mean, winning record, they were doing good there in Pittsburgh when he was starting. Of course, Russell Wilson just got to take over, and I feel like that was a little unfair to Fields, but
yeah.
Sure. So that sucks. But Fields had been developing, and
Okay. You froze
so
on my.
um,
Oh, you're back. You froze on mine.
so there's been no question that he was going to be their starter. And this dude, when he starts, puts up fantasy numbers. I don't care how that team, if they're winning or losing in real life, I don't care. I care about those rushing yards on my fantasy team. I'm answering that call.
I am too. Like, and I'm 100% with you on Pittsburgh last year. He got the shaft, all because they were paying Russell more, and it was silly. He was winning games. He was looking good. The rushing yards are incredible, but he also has
Every time.
college chemistry with Garrett Wilson, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yep.
So
He's got Garrett Wilson, and they've got Breece Hall in that backfield. It's a dangerous offense. It really is. I like it. All right.
It is. And he's got a couple other running backs that are trying to get involved, and Mason Taylor's coming strong at tight end. Like, he's got some weapons.
Yeah. He's got some weapons. I like Justin Fields. I'm answering that call for sure. All right, let's get over here to the chat real quick. Meatball says Pickens will be a top 20 wide receiver this year.
Damn right he will.
I mean, it's possible. It really is possible. Let's see. So far, he's got Gibbs, Neighbors. Okay. Seabree.
Chase Brown, I think, is what he means there, because he does Chase Brown.
Got it.
I
like that. That's a good start, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because it's tight end premium. You get, I mean, you already get crazy bonuses for receptions, but you get first down bonus, and then you also get a tight end first down bonus and a tight end reception bonus. So and we start 2 tight ends. So it's very, very tight end leaning league.
So that's why some of these players are falling to him.
Yes.
Probably.
Very much so. Yeah.
Nice. Got it. Well, good luck with that, Meatball. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. See if it pays off. All right, Josh, what's up? Rate this 12-man PPR 2 flex. See, I appreciate rating a 12-team league instead of like rate my 8-man league team. And it's like, okay, it's going to be awesome. Like, if it's not, then you suck.
Everybody's going to stay in an 8-man league.
So
10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, unless you just did screw it up. All right, let's see what's going on here. Rate this 12-man team PPR 2 flex. Let's see. Lamar, Hampton, Harvey, Brown, Jay Jettas. I love your starting Wide receivers, tight end, QB. Yeah, I like this a lot, honestly.
This looks like a team I would draft. You waited
Yeah, I
on running
agree.
back, but still got two really good startable running backs that happen to be rookies, so they fell a little further. Take advantage of that. I love it. I'm giving it like a 9.5.
I was gonna say around a 9, so I'm not gonna be quite as generous as you are, but
you prefer a
I
little bit
like
better
it.
running backs than I do. I feel like
Well,
that's a
no,
little.
my worry comes in rookies, right? Like he's got 3 rookies listed on there. There's no guarantee on how they're actually going to perform, so that especially like even Harvey, we don't like he's not even listed as the starter. So, um,
Sean Payton.
I mean, we saw Dobbins is legit. I mean, last year he did great. So it's possible that that is not a great year in redraft for RJ Harvey. Now, am I in on Harvey for Dynasty? 100%. And is Dobbins very injury prone? Yes. So it could come along. That I ding him because we just don't know how those rookies are, and I don't tend to draft a lot of rookies in redraft. I don't.
That's true, and typically rookie running backs don't always do great, but that's why you're getting these guys at a discount where he's getting them instead
100%.
of first, second, third round, which
Oh
is where
yeah,
they'll
he said he was
probably
gonna.
end up next year.
Yeah, he said he was gonna draft a running back second round, but Brown was still there, so he had to take him. I mean, yeah, you did.
Yeah, next year those guys
Yeah.
will be like second rounders. So yeah, I this year's crop of running backs was ridiculous.
Yeah,
he
you got a lot of high upside players here. I like it. Getting Mason on the bench. That's good.
They got Mason on the bench. I guess Jordan Mason. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
If that's the case,
That's what I'm guessing.
That's a nice piece to have. From what we're hearing, he's going to be almost 50-50 there in Minnesota backfield this year. So I like that.
Yep. We got Albert in the house. What's up, Albert?
Of course we got Albert in the house. Was there ever any doubt? No.
Never doubted you, Albert. All right, now I do want to go back, going back how we were talking about Harvey in that backfield. Then, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about J.K. Dobbins.
Sure.
So J.K. Dobbins knew in Denver all the hype around Harvey and stuff, but then you see that Dobbins, the starter there, and we saw what he was capable of last year still. So this was probably the trickiest one we've had so far on whether you're answering or declining that call. Which one you doing?
Well, here's the deal with Dobbins and that depth chart, right? Sean Payton has never put a rookie as a starter on his depth chart. But we've seen him do plenty good in his offenses in rookie years. Alvin Kamara, anyone? So I'm not.
I don't remember Kamara's rookie year. That's been a long time.
I'm not that concerned with the depth chart. I'm thinking more about the split carry. Yeah, we saw what he could do last year. We also saw him start to run out of steam, as the season wore on. So he's not going to get the kind of workload he was getting early last season for the Chargers, but he might stay fresh longer, right? RJ Harvey, I think, will probably end up catching more passes than him and also get a pretty good chunk of just the regular carries. Like I'm seeing like pretty close to a 50-50 split. If you count receptions, I think it leans Harvey just a little bit more, 55-45, 60-40, something like that maybe. But I'm still answering the call for Dobbins because I think he's still got some talent. He's in an offense that can be successful. And I think he is still going to get a pretty good chunk of carries to carry some flex value from week to week.
So you're answering, you said?
I'm answering, yeah.
Yeah, I'm answering too. I think there's potential there for him to. Oh, look, I can blow that up. Look how big I can make that. Nice.
Dude, that is so much easier on my old eyes. I appreciate that.
Man, no kidding. Sorry, I just discovered that, guys. Like, I'm answering prayers over here. I make dreams come true. Yeah, no, I'm answering that. I think J.K. Dobbins, they paid him pretty well to come in, $5.25 million to come in. Now, of course, they did it before drafting Harvey. That's fine, but
No,
we
they
see
drafted
so
Harvey
many
first.
teams. Oh, you're right. You're right. So I mean, they obviously plan on using Dobbins, right? And
Yeah.
again, rookie running backs don't always make an impact first year. But when we talk about this quite often, these teams going to two running backs, Thunder and Lightning, we're seeing that a lot now too, trying to preserve them. That's going to help J.K. Dobbins stay healthy compared to being a workhorse or something like that. So they'll probably both get their carries. They'll both get their points. I'm answering that. I like J.K. Dobbins, and especially at the price you're going to be able to pick him up.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of Harvey and how high he's going in draft, J.K. Dobbins fallen way, way late, and it's like you're probably going to get about the same amount of points out of both of them, if we're being honest.
Pretty
So
close.
I'm
Pretty close.
going with J.K. Dobbins way later in the draft.
Because I mean, honestly, you'll see Harvey probably get more catches, but I could see Dobbins getting more TDs, short yardage, goal line.
Yeah, I could see it.
So
I feel like that team's going to be in scoring position
a lot,
quite a
yeah.
bit this year. I like that offense this year. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they're
gonna be
being
really, really
written
good.
off a little bit more than they should.
They're gonna be really, really good, and I'm excited to see what Marvin Mims can step up and do in that offense. Boomer Sooner.
Oh, absolutely. I think he takes a step forward too.
I think he
All
does.
right. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I feel like we haven't talked about a tight end yet. Let's find us a tight end.
Let's stick in that offense with Ingram.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's just stick there. And another, we were just talking about how that offense is going to be better than people are saying. They got more weapons this year.
They do.
And so Sutton, I know, we're high on Sutton, whereas a lot of people don't give him the respect he deserves. And then Marvin Mims is developing and going to get some usage in there. And then now you've got Evan Ingram to spread the field even more. Think he keeps it up? I mean, he did pretty good there in Jacksonville. You think he does better there in Denver?
I think he does, and it's because of this Joker role that Peyton likes to use. I think he's going to line up everywhere, and I think he's going to get a ton of passes. He's an asset in the end zone, in the red zone, because he's huge. But yeah, this offense, the run game's going to be good. They've got other targets to throw to. Another year under Bo Nix's belt. Yeah. Like I think Evan Ingram's going to have a great year. In fact, I think he could finish as a top 5 tight end.
I could see that as a stretch. I would say definitely a top 8 tight end, and I know that's throwing caution out there, but yeah, I think Bo Nix is underrated too.
I think he's a lock for top 8.
I thought Bo Nix coming out of college
for 5 though, top 5.
Yeah, I liked Bo Nix coming out of college. I can't believe he dropped as far in the draft as he did. That was wild.
Yeah.
So I was totally baffled by it, but he was probably the most pro-ready quarterback coming out in that draft. And I mean, he showed it. He did fantastic job when he got his chance last year. Hopefully he keeps it up. If he keeps it up, then I like Ingram a lot in this offense. And we've seen Sean Payton take advantage of having an athletic tight end before. I'm not saying that he'll be able to be quite at that level as your boy there with the Saints. Remind me his name. Why can I not?
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham. My God.
I loved him when he was there.
Legend. Yeah, that was your boy, man. You love some Jimmy Graham. Yeah, I'm not saying he'll be at that level, but he's going to be very serviceable. This is another guy, like, going later in drafts than he probably should. And he's worth, if you're going to wait on a tight end, Meatball, Ingram's the one to go after.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there, Meatball. If you're looking for a tight end a little bit later,
I was trying to remember if he took him or not.
Well,
he did not.
A tight end not to go after is Darren Waller. I'm gonna toss him over on our decline.
Actually, our buddy Jason got Evan Ingram in that draft.
Hey, nice. What round in that tight end premium? Insanely tight end premium.
Pick 4.6, so 4th round.
Oh, nice. Yep. Darren Waller, I'm putting our decline. He's been on the decline for quite some time. He's been retired. I can't believe he came back out. I mean, to get paid to go play in Miami, sure. I can believe he came out. I can't believe that they took him. That's more of the
thing. If I could go spend a year in Miami and get paid a few $1 million, I would have done it too. But I was declining his call before he was playing in Miami or before he came back. Like adding a year off.
Videos. After seeing his music videos, I'm declining every call.
Yeah, adding a year off does not make him more appealing to me.
Not at all. Well, let's talk about the guy that he's replacing, Jonnu Smith, who's now in Pitt, there with DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I'm declining this one too.
I mean, too.
Another, not like low volume passing game. Arthur Smith, a la DK Metcalf. And Pat Freiermuth is still in the house. He didn't go anywhere.
Right.
I know they've been talking about moving Jonnu around to not just tight end, but some receiver, some fullback. I don't see it happening that enough to make a fantasy impact.
I agree. And you know what's going to be annoying is he's going to do kind of like last year. I wrote him off even in Miami, and then he ends up going off and being relevant and winning people's games for him. And I'm just sitting over there just annoyed. I'm not mad because I missed out on it. I'm just annoyed because he should be irrelevant. And that's how I could see that happening this year too, where I'm writing him off. I'm like, this dude, not a good situation. He's not even good enough to be relevant. And there he is, like.
Well, here's the thing with Jonnu Smith. He is good enough to be relevant.
Yeah.
He is a very good tight end. He's very athletic. He has great hands. The problem is his best years, he was underutilized in different offenses.
That's true.
Finally got to go to New England where he should have been used and wasn't for whatever reason. Then goes to Miami and has a surprise year after everybody's given up on him. Funny story, I actually was able to pick him up off of waivers in 2 of my dynasty leagues last year. Used him to help win some games, and then this offseason, they killed all of his value before I could trade him away in either one of them. So
they sure did.
Picked up a couple of 1-year rentals out of him is all I did.
That works out, though. That works out.
I mean, that tracks. I just lost Brian Robinson in one of my dynasties, so that hurts.
Ooh, that does hurt.
Luckily, I also had if I get some of those touches back, I guess.
That's nice. Yeah, that Brian Robinson move was not good. I'm not excited about that. Also, what happened to my shirt? It's like got pulled down. My God.
I don't know.
Also, guys, again, we're talking about players that are new on new teams this year. So these are all the people that got shipped out or moved on to a different city, and we're talking about whether we're answering their call or declining their call here in their new city there. So if you see a player on this list or you know of a player who's on a new team this year, then that you want us to talk about, then go ahead and throw it there in the chat, and we'll go ahead and skip to that player. We're even up to date here with Brian Robinson on the list. You're welcome. Always up to date here. All right. You did just mention Brian Robinson. Let's just talk about him.
Yeah.
Since you brought him up.
Sure.
Just through conversation there. Brian Robinson. Oh my gosh, why won't this work? It's like my system doesn't like me. Okay. Nobody loves me. All right.
I still can't
Brian Robinson.
The board. Is that intentional?
Oh, my bad. That's right. I hid the board to chat. I do that too much. Sorry, man. Extra heads up there.
Brian Robinson's getting declined unless I'm a CMC owner. If I'm a CMC owner, I'm going to try to grab him late because I think he's probably one of the better backups you've been able to get for CMC for a while. But otherwise, I'm not maybe if you get him super late, just as a bench stash in case CMC gets hurt. But I don't know. As far as Brian Robinson's standalone value, there's none anymore. So
yeah, I agree with you here. I'm upset by him going there. I feel like what a waste. As soon as I got that alert on my phone, I was just immediately just upset because what a waste. First of all, in one of my redraft leagues, I had him as like my fourth running back, my running back depth, and I already had CMC and Garindo, and now I've got that whole damn backfield. But it also doesn't help. Like if CMC goes down, who takes over? Because Garindo is good, and so it's like,
I think
who's
if
it gonna be?
CMC goes down, you're going to see a combo. I think you'll
Yeah,
see probably Brian and Garindo splitting in some fashion.
yeah,
I think Brian's going to be your main runner. Garindo will be there for some of the more dynamic in space stuff. But I
yeah,
mean, the good news is, if you're a CMC owner, the good news is this doesn't affect his value whatsoever.
yeah, yeah. It's just that was a frustrating trade because it was just a huge waste, is all it was. So
Yes.
to go from a starter to a pure backup is just rough. All right, so we're both declining his. Let's find another person.
I would bet
Huh?
Brian Robinson is also thinking it's very rough.
Oh, probably. Yeah. What a ooh.
As we
Talk
feel
about a
about it, we probably
demotion.
feel it way
For,
worse.
and what was it for like a 6th round pick or something stupid? Like
Yeah.
that's sad, dude. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt some feelings.
Yeah, he's been
All
pretty
right.
good a couple of years. I mean,
Yeah. All right. I want to, but somebody had to take a shot on him.
yeah. Uh,
See what I did there?
I do.
Oh, going to hell.
Now he gets to
Anyways.
play with Pearsall. They're the gunshot buddies now.
Oh my gosh. Gunshot buddies. Nice. All right. That's bad. All right. Let's go with I want to talk about Sam Darnold. Because Sam Darnold was
Nobody's ever said that before. So okay.
I know. I mean, what the heck? Sam Darnold last year coming out of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
and showing out. And I've never been a Sam Darnold fan. I thought
Right.
he wasn't very good in college. He was overrated because he was at USC. He was a turnover machine. Couldn't stand watching him play. Thought it was stupid that people were high on him. And he pretty much proved me right in the pros until last year, where he just came out of nowhere and had it good. Now, my question is that because it finally clicked? He was in a fine offense. He was surrounded by an incredible amount of talent. Like, what was it? And can he continue this year being in Seattle?
I think he'll have some success in Seattle. Like, even though we weren't fans of him before, what's funny to me, just a quick sidebar, is Carolina still were able to make him look worse than he actually is, just like they did with Baker. Like,
Yeah.
that place is such a talent suck. It's funny. Hopefully they've turned that around with Bryce Young, it seems anyways. I think
I think they're getting there.
I think he'll be fairly successful in Seattle. I don't think he'll have the success there that he had last year in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, they had so much. You got Jettas, you've got Addison, you've got Hawkinson, you've got Aaron Jones, like so much talent there. And really coming over there, he's got a couple of really good running backs, and then he's got JSN, and that's it. DK's gone, Lockett's gone, Cup's cooked probably.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and Cook plays the same position as JSN. So like,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They can't commit to a tight end, even though Arroyo's way better than what's his face out there, Disley.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, Fant was released, but
yeah. I thought you were talking about what was there last year, but
they still won't commit to Arroyo as a starter. So like, he just doesn't have the dynamic weapons that he had last year. So
that offensive line is a concern too.
Yeah, I'm definitely declining this call just because, like, I don't want him on any of my teams. There's nothing exciting about him.
Yeah, no, I agree. He is pretty in my player rankings, which if you go to fsan.com, you can see our consensus player rankings there from our pros who have submitted rankings on there. You can see our consensus rankings, or you can filter it and see everyone's individual rankings. That's fsan.com. fantasysportsadvicenetwork.com, short and simple for you, Fantasy Sports Advice Network. So you can go over there. I have Sam Darnold really low because I don't trust it with this offensive line. I feel like he just kind of lucked out last year, if I'm being honest. And that happens. A little hot streak, it kind of clicks. This Minnesota did a real life sell high.
They did.
Like it was like watching fantasy football in real life of just like, he had a good season. Sell, sell, sell. Get rid of him while we can. And so, yeah, I don't believe in Sam Darnold there in Seattle. So I am declining that call. All right, we got another chat over here from Cruz, a 10-team half PPR, which is kind of rare these days. Rate my squad / needs. You need a quarterback.
Yep.
Hampton Kamara. I like Kamara. I think just Kamara I was already feeling good about. Going back to Spencer Rattler that they announced today, I feel really good about that. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of dump off passes to Kamara this year. He's going to be their offense. It's going to be great.
What I'm noticing here is the same thing I noticed on the other team earlier that we rated, and it seems to be happening in a lot of these leagues because it's happening with a lot of my teams. Teams that are running back, wide receiver, tight end, strong, end up with a lot of rookie running backs. And you got the same thing going on here with Hampton and Harvey and Tootin. Same deal. But your receivers and your flexes are gross. I love that.
Yeah, but like that you were even because you have those wide receivers. I'm actually surprised you have Kamara there. Because you have your wide receivers, tight end, flex. I mean, you're stacked there, so you should not have gotten Kamara there too. I love this for you. Granted, it's half PPR. I understand, so Kamara loses a little value, but not enough to matter. I like this a lot.
I don't like your QB, though. That's tough. I would also probably take like Olave since you have Kamara. Take Olave in something and go get somebody else. Like put Olave with Harvey and try to upgrade a running back or something.
I mean, take Olave. Well, that's going to leave you pretty. I was going to say take Olave, take Etienne. Pair one of those, maybe Etienne and Purdy, and go try to upgrade your QB or something.
That too, yeah.
You need to upgrade your QB. Someone's going to have a better second QB than you are. I mean, because you punted QB, right? You obviously went for these others and just took a late round QB. Yeah. So I'd be curious to know what QBs didn't get drafted and like who's out there, just out of pure curiosity. So
yeah, because there's going to be decent QBs that didn't get drafted, and there's going to be better ones than Purdy that got drafted after Purdy. I'd be curious who you passed on to take Purdy.
Yeah,
we're not particularly big fans of Purdy.
Not in fantasy. I mean, I just don't feel like he's a super great fantasy quarterback, and that his wide receivers are kind of
like in college either. Boomerson.
He's a good QB, and I like his story. Don't get me wrong. Everything he's accomplishing is Mr. Relevant. I've got him.
He's gonna have
0 teams. Yeah, 0 teams.
He's gonna have a rough year this year.
I think he's gonna struggle some this year. Yep, his team is a little bit rough, but I love that team for you, Cruz. I think you did a fine job.
I think for a rate my team, I think to me it feels very similar to that one earlier, about a 9.5. You have running backs, he had a QB, but I really appreciate the receiver and tight end commitment.
Oh, totally agree. I love this team. I'm going to give it close to a 9.5. Yeah, I'm liking it because you even got guys like that are being written off, like Olave and Etienne. Olave's still the number 1 wide receiver there.
Yep,
and
he's been playing a
lot. Starting running back.
Olave's been playing a lot. Olave's apparently been practicing and stuff a lot in the slot lately, and I haven't seen a Saints game yet, but That's going to be very good for him, for targets, for short passes, for Rattler.
Yeah.
Or even Chuck if he ends up taking over for Rattler later. Like, you put your best receiver in a slot, you're going to have good things.
Yep. I am okay with Olave. I think that's a sneaky late pick that he's being written off way too much. ETN too. I don't know why people are writing off ETN.
I think Braylon Allen is a super sneaky late running back grab too this year. I love him this year with all the talk of splitting carries in that backfield.
Yep.
Love that too.
Yep. All right. Let's get back. What's up?
Oh, I was just saying that was a smart draft.
Yeah, I agree. I think you did. I think you found great value, and I appreciate that for sure.
And actual great value, not Walmart brand.
Good Lord. We did talk about that Seattle offense. Let's go ahead and move Cooper Kupp over here with Sam Darnold. We're declining that call. So that's a literal like, who dis? Who dis? Yeah.
He plays the exact same position as JSN. He's a cooked version. Like, he's not going to do nothing.
Agreed.
Definitely stay away from him.
Now, we kind of talked about him earlier. Let's go ahead and finish off a conversation about Jordan Mason. Because we were talking about him earlier being there, kind of splitting carries. And, Aaron Jones may not stay healthy. Jordan Mason's a decent running back. How are you feeling about Jordan Mason there in Minnesota?
I'm answering that call for Jordan Mason. And
I am too.
And so because Aaron Jones last year was like the healthiest he's ever been in a season.
Yeah.
He's going to get hurt. He's getting older. He's declining. Jordan Mason, still young, playing well. We saw what he did last year when CMC was hurt. I think he's going to be like, they'll get probably similar carries at least the first half of the season. And then, like, Jordan Mason's going to have better numbers out of it, though, just because he's better. Aaron Jones on the decline, I would much rather take a shot on Jordan Mason more than, like, it's like 2 rounds, 3 rounds later you can get this guy. And he's probably going to be the better running back in that backfield.
My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. My gut tells me that Aaron Jones is going to get hurt this year.
Yeah.
And Jordan Mason, we lost viewers when I sang. I'm not surprised. Anyways, Jordan Mason is probably going to end up being the starter there later in the season. And I think this is a good, when you talk about handcuffs, this is a good one to get for sure.
100%.
Especially if somebody like, even if you don't have Aaron Jones, I'm getting Jordan Mason everywhere I can, and you can get him late. You don't have to reach for him. It's kind of a sneaky pick. Kind of like Benson. Like when we looked at Cruz, right? When we looked at his roster and he had Benson, Tootin, Braylon Allen, like it's kind of down there in that sneaky pick.
I think he's gained enough momentum. I think he's gained enough momentum in the news. He's going earlier than those guys now.
Yeah. But I'm talking like value wise.
Yeah.
You're getting these guys who like immediately aren't probably getting you that kind of stuff, but like,
I'm not, honestly, I don't even think he's a handcuff this year. I think you're drafting him based on standalone value. I wouldn't even burn the pick on Aaron Jones.
I'm not spending on Aaron Jones.
There's other players going around Aaron Jones that I'd much rather have than Aaron Jones.
Oh yeah. No, that's a whole different conversation. Aaron Jones is not on my get list, and I have 0% Aaron Jones in any leagues because I'm avoiding Aaron Jones. And that'll probably be another one of those. I'm avoiding him, so he'll come out and have a great season, stay healthy and whatnot. But again, I would rather not take that chance.
I have Aaron Jones in one league, and it's
you must have gotten him at a good you got him at a good value, so you had to take him.
It was one of those drafters best ball leagues.
Oh, best ball.
And it was before they grabbed Mason, so yeah. But it's best ball, so whatever. He's like my 4th running back.
Yeah, it could be worse. That could be worse. Okay. Who do we want to talk about next?
Well, we keep talking about rookie running backs. Let's talk about Najee Harris.
Okay. We can do that.
And his rookie running back, Hampton, there.
Okay.
Because for me, and I know he's coming back off an injury. I think he was back practicing yesterday or today. Like he's going to be there for week 1. I'm answering the call for Najee Harris. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
I know I have spent the last
You don't even like it.
I've spent the last 2 seasons crapping on Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. And it's because they try to use him as a workhorse. And I don't think he's good enough for that. But this is a run-first offense. He's going to get right around half the touches in that backfield along with Hampton. They're not giving Hampton the keys to the car right out of the gate. I like the value that you can get this guy at super late. He's going to get a ton of touches.
Super late.
And he should get the goal line touches. I don't know. I think for the discount for the price you can get him at, I like Najee again.
And that's what it all boils down to, is what kind of value are you getting, right? And so Najee's going late enough. He's a secondary thought in that offense. Everyone gets so hyped on these rookies. It is incredible. And I understand that in your dynasty leagues and stuff, but in a redraft, man, why people get so caught up in it? It blows my mind. Najee Harris is still a thing, guys. So like to just write him off like he's going to lose it to Hampton right off the bat is mind-boggling to me. Like you said, the value, I don't know what his ADP is, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh yeah, I'm looking down here. His ADP is 145. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's absolutely insane.
For someone
when you talk about like
that many coaches in that offense, that's crazy.
I mean, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is at 156, just 11 behind Harris. Like, that's crazy, guys. So, woof. Yeah, I'm looking at that. That's
I do think maybe this injury probably knocked some people away, scared some folks, but
I mean, how serious of an injury? It was his eye, right?
Seems like he's going to be fine to me. So,
yeah, it's not like he hurt his leg or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, remember Hamburger Helper Mitt? I mean, he was still getting sacks, for the Giants. So, was that Jason Pierre
Pierre-Paul?
Sorry.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
That was wild. Little Hamburger Helper Mitt there. So,
yeah, that was crazy.
All right. So, yeah, we're answering the call on Najee Harris. Let's talk about Daniel Jones really quick. Let's go to another quarterback.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has already been named the starter for the Colts.
For the season, too. That's an important designation. They named him the starter for the season, which means he's going to get some leash, and he's not going to get benched for Anthony Richardson on his first interception that he throws.
Raise your hand if you're surprised by this. No, I don't see any hands. I don't see any hands in the air. I am not surprised by this, honestly. And we've talked about this. We thought that Daniel Jones could come in and get that starting job no problem. He wasn't horrible in New York, but that New York team was horrible.
Yeah.
So now the problem with Daniel Jones, and he's a fine fantasy quarterback because he does have that rushing upside. Not as like Richardson, but the problem is he does get hurt at the same time from rushing the ball. Tell me what your thoughts on Daniel Jones are.
Yeah, like as soon as they traded for him, I was like, okay, he needs to be the starter over Anthony Richardson. He's not going to just chuck as many deep balls to Alec Pierce, but he's going to have a much easier time getting the ball to everybody else. Pittman will be involved. Downs will be involved. Warren, apparently him and Warren have a really good rapport. Warren's going to be very, very involved. You get some rushing yards or whatever. I do like him in this offense. As far as fantasy goes, I'm going to answer the call, but he's a backup for fantasy.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He's clearly a backup, but I'm still answering a call because I do think he'll have some value, and I do think he'll be successful in this offense.
I agree. I'm mostly excited just because I have Pittman in a couple leagues. I get stuck with him, and so I'm happy that Daniel Jones is getting that to make him somewhat relevant, hopefully.
He does
because I was
a lot.
Not feeling good about it. So Anthony Richardson, I don't have high hopes for him ever, but I guess they might be looking for a trade at some point. I don't know when. They're gonna have to wait till mid-season. Well, at least he'll still be healthy.
That's the thing. Who's gonna trade for him?
They're gonna have to be desperate late in the season. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Really desperate. I think Richardson's gonna end up being just a lifelong backup. And so
I agree. And not to interrupt everything here, but Millie Mills.
No, I was just about to jump over there too. Millie in the house. He did a 16-man league. I love that, dude. I need to get in a couple of those just because
I've been in one before. It's fun. I like the deep leagues like that. It's a lot more challenging. It's a lot more difficult, but it's fun. I need to get back in one of those.
I do like deep leagues like that because it makes it more challenging. It makes you need to trade a little bit more. You know, the player depth. These leagues are so deep now. With every team has at least 2 good wide receivers. They have at least 2 good running backs. You know, quarterbacks are deep. Tight ends are deep now. It's just like, man, that player field is so deep. So a 16-man league really helps with that.
Let's say you're in 10 and 12 team leagues, and there's still really good players on waivers at the end of these drafts because there's just too many good players now.
Yeah, I don't like it when good players are sitting on waivers. That upsets me because then there's no trading or anything like that. You get an injury. Okay, next person on waivers. It's not fun. It's not fun. So Millie, good job, man. Way to challenge yourself. Had pick 6 and a with Gibbs, K9, Evans, Sutton. What the hell? In a 16-man league? That's a nice job, man. Nice job.
Proud of you.
And speaking of, look at that. Pittman got him late, right? Because everyone and Daniel Jones, not Anthony Richardson. So got you a good get there. Jalen Warren, I really like.
I also appreciate he got K9 and Charbs.
Yep. Well played.
And he got our boy Sutton.
Yeah, I think he did great here.
This is very impressive. I like it. Well done, sir.
Yep. I'm happy. Who the heck is your quarterback? And if you come back and tell us that this was a super flex and you put it on quarterback, then I'm going to be upset with you. But
maybe he just didn't draft a quarterback. That's how he got all these.
That's how he got some of these. He's like,
maybe his quarterback's Daniel Jones.
Maybe. All right, let's jump back over here to the board really quick. All right, who else we want to talk about? Nick Chubb.
Let's talk about Nick Chubb
because
and how I'm not touching him with your 10-foot pole. Like, I don't want anything to do with Nick Chubb. I've seen reports earlier in the offseason. I saw another one today saying he has no burst, he can't cut. Like, this guy's miserable. It's going to end up being Woody Marks and Dameon Pierce splitting the backfield until Mixon's back. Do not draft Nick Chubb, period.
Yeah, how sad is that? Talk about a fall from grace, man. That's sad.
Yeah, very sad.
As sad as me needing the cough.
While you're doing that, Miller grabbed Penix Jr. as his QB. That's pretty good. With that team in a 16-teamer, Penix is a more than serviceable QB.
Yeah, he's fine.
Good enough.
The rest of that trade, my man.
The rest of that team's gonna, run
out. I like the rest of the team. I mean, you had to sacrifice something. If I'm sacrificing anything there, it's probably the QB.
Yeah.
So I think you did well there. Yeah, poor Nick Chubb. It's sad, dude. But as a Mixon owner, it also makes me happy that Nick Chubb's not going to be much of a threat.
Yep.
And that when Mixon comes back, Mixon's going to be back. And that makes me happy. So, and if you are drafting coming up soon, that means Mixon is falling down boards because he's missing those first 4 weeks So Mixon's going to be a nice grab later than he should be going in drafts. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So his ADP is dropping, and if you can afford it, then you should grab him later if you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We got 3 minutes left. I think.
Oh yeah, I lost track of time. I wasn't gonna do that.
The biggest name left on the list is Davante Adams. I think we have to touch on him for a minute.
Yeah, I would like to talk about him and then maybe Debo, and then call it good.
So Davante Adams for me, I'm answering a call. Yeah, they've also got Puka. Stafford, he's been battling an injury. I think they'll find a way to make him comfortable enough to play. I'm not that worried about Stafford in the grand scheme of things. We saw last year with Aaron Rodgers that Adams and Wilson can coexist on a team and do well. Adams is still elite. I'm answering that call. I think him and Puka together, they're out there, is going to be fun to watch.
Here's my thing too, is if for some reason Stafford can't go, at least their backup is Jimmy G. You know, it's
Right.
not Stetson Bennett, right? So Jimmy G stepping in for Davante Adams, I'm fine with that. So that makes me, if they have to pull Stafford, he is just not up a creek without a paddle, you know? So I feel fine about Davante Adams. The dude's a stud, and he's going to get his in that offense. I am A-okay with Davante Adams.
Yep.
Oh, man, we're running out of time fast. Oh, my gosh. Okay, last one, Debo Samuel. So I have my conspiracies about Debo Samuel, and I know you and I talked about this, but Debo Samuel, with them shipping off Brian Robinson, I could see Debo Samuel having a role in that backfield with, you know, Cliff Kingsbury likes some weird offensive stuff. And I have a feeling, just a gut feeling, I don't know anything, but I could see Debo Samuel in that backfield more this season. We saw him do it in San Francisco.
Yeah, we did. When CMC was hurt, he definitely did. And, you know, for me, yeah, they signed McLaurin, so it would have been even better if he'd have been the number one receiver because McLaurin was holding out. But the number 2 to Jaden Daniels, a role in the backfield, like, yeah, I'm answering a call for Debo. I don't think I want him as one of my top 2 receivers, but as a flex where he's getting drafted at, I'll take a shot on him with that kind of a role. Heck yeah.
100%. 100%. I'm answering that call. I think that could be creative. I think they're just going to try to get the ball in his hands. I'm here for it.
It'd be really,
all
really
right.
fun.
We'll close out that board there. There's all our answers. There's all our declines. Watch it back, pause it if you want to see them. There they are. I do want to Millie Mills, is Stetson Bennett trash in the NFL or something? I haven't seen him. Yeah, he doesn't play. Stetson Bennett was just a good college quarterback, and that happened. Like, there's so many good college quarterbacks that don't make it in the pro, right? It doesn't translate. How many quarterbacks do you see come from tiny little schools that come in to the pros and do well? I mean, look at Josh Allen coming from like Wyoming. Where did Tony Romo come from? Like Middle Tennessee? I don't even know. Like, it's, you know, you see these quarterbacks come in from, it was a smaller college. So it doesn't really matter, right, of how good you were really in college. Got to translate. And it just didn't translate for him, probably. Plus, it also didn't help that he came in behind Matt Stafford. I mean, you know, you're immediately in the backup role, and how are you ever going to graduate? You know, only the top of the top. And then you've got guys like Anthony Richardson, same thing, came in, expected big things, and now he just got benched for Daniel Jones. And can I tell you where Daniel Jones even played quarterback at in college? Can you, Kyle?
No, but Romo went to Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois.
I used to know that when he was playing. I forgot until
I did too. Yeah, I couldn't remember. But I can't even tell you where Daniel Jones played college at. Duke. That's right. Millie Mill said Duke. So,
Dude,
yep. So that's right. I forgot. But
who's drafting a Duke quarterback in the NFL? Like, come on.
But did he have? Yeah. But when you talk about Anthony Richardson, the hype he had around him, so, man, okay, no, this is gonna be the last thing we're doing. But you're starting 2 of these. We're not doing start 2s until next week, game week. Then we'll tell you. But probably Henderson and Adunze.
I haven't looked at any matchups for next week yet, but Henderson
come back
and
next week.
Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, come back next week, and we will definitely be on here telling start sets and all that stuff. Crap, I love to see.
Everybody's getting on here.
Guys, why is everyone coming in at our closing time? No, I'm not worried about Bijan. They're gonna not at all.
All right, last one, Adam. Final,
this is the last answer. One, and then we're logging off, and then we'll see you guys next week. All right, let's see. 10-man full PPR. Sheesh.
Last one. Buka Waddle more. Tracy, you cheated. Nope. Sit tight. Ride that one to the ship.
Yeah, this is really nice. Good Lord.
You cheated 100%.
Yeah, this is fantastic, man. I mean, I would maybe try to upgrade at tight end a little bit. But Warren? Tyler Warren has high upside,
Tyler
dude.
Warren a lot this year. Yeah, give this some time, see what happens. I like this team starting the season.
I'm gonna guess that's DJ Moore down there behind Waddle.
Probably.
Let Rice, I like that.
Let Rice have a couple good games and then trade him for something before he gets suspended.
Yeah.
But no, nice team.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Don't worry about the too many Bengals thing.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Those players are all those players. Yeah, those players are gonna get their fantasy points. All right. I'm not worried about all that. They're gonna get their fantasy points. They're all top fantasy players at their position, right? They're in the upper tiers. So don't worry about it. Whether they're all on one team or they're spread out amongst your league doesn't matter. They're still all going to perform. I trust those Bengals players to perform.
And the chances of Brown and Jamar having a bad day on the same day, very unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, for popping in. Even if you were a little late, guys, we run from 9 to 10 Central every week. We are thinking about extending it to possibly a 2-hour show. Haven't quite decided on that. That's up to you guys. If you keep showing up, then we will extend it. I know the season's coming up. We'd love to be on here live, answering questions live for you guys throughout the whole season. So if that means making it a 2-hour show to make that worthwhile, then we might just have to do it. So keep coming back. We might extend it for you. That's up to you guys, though. All right. Until next week. Oh, game week next week.
Week 1.
Keep drafting hard, guys.
Week 1 is upon us.